Top Bin 90 is proud to welcome the Olsinski Law Firm as an official sponsor. With 2 locations in Charlotte and Concord, the Olsinski Law Firm specializes in personal injuries, criminal defense, DUIs, workers' compensation, and much, much more. With over 12 years practicing law, the Olsinski Law Firm makes it a priority to treat each client with the focus and dedicated representation that they need. For a free consultation in English or in Spanish, give them a call today.
Hi, my name is Justin Olsinski, managing partner of the Olsinski Law Firm, inaugural season ticket holder. Just here to let you know that our law firm, the Olsinski Law Firm, has you covered. We cover criminal law, family law, workers' compensation, personal injury. We're here to support you in your time of need. Give us a call.
Jorge Gonzalez, Top Bin 90. We have a very, very special interview today with the man of the MLS Next Pro Hour right now, Mr. José Tavares. How are you today?
I'm really good, really okay, and excited for the interview, man. We spoke so many times, so thanks for inviting me for the interview.
For sure. You've got some exciting couple of days coming up. How are you preparing? How are you feeling for this first match against Columbus Crew?
On a normally way. Why? Because we prepare every single day with some excitement. We live with passion. We love what we do. I love what I do. So I come to work every single day with like a great spirit to enjoy myself and with my team and to push them to the limit. So for us, one of our values for this week is to enjoy the moment. And we have already the habits about working hard, about working with a high intensity, but it's like for us needs to be a normal week. Why? Every time that we were going for a game, it's about how we can do our best as a team and as individuals. So it's about we go for the victory, we go to win the game. On this one, it's going to be the same approach like we normally do. So for I understand that everybody's but it's a playoffs. For me, it's about yes, we know what is going to happen after. Based on the result, but we are taking care of on a normal weekly basis habits that we have here.
It's like they say, how do you eat an elephant? It's just one bite at a time, right? One game at a time. Right?
Yes. So we normally say that we are here today, so let's enjoy the day. Let's work really hard. Let's prepare ourselves. And the days are all different. And the game is only on Sunday. We cannot play the game today. The game is on Sunday and it starts at 3. So for that, we're going to prepare ourselves mentally, physically, tactically, technically, and being a real team like we are doing so many times. And we completely respect our opponents. It's something that we are aware. We pick them, so it's something that was something new. But we are really humble and grateful for the opportunity to play on the playoffs and against the Columbus Crew.
I love that. I'm going to talk to you or ask you a couple questions about the season as well, right? Take me back more towards the beginning of this season about the roster formation of this squad and your thought process and the team behind this thought process. I mean, you guys have some domestic players, some international players. You've brought up academy kids through as well. What was that thought process given that you're beginning a whole new team from the get-go?
It's a great question. And first, I arrived I arrived 6 months before to understand the club, to understand the culture, to adapt to myself. And we went through a pilot season. So we invite some players, academy players, and all the players that we invite to be with us for 6 months to learn everything from them. And for example, Jacob Williams, he was on that team and he stayed with us for this season. And our approach is how we can build the legacy here. And to build a legacy, we build it together. So the club builds itself together. It's not José Tavares ideas, it's Charlotte FC / Crown Legacy FC ideas. So, and we work together with the front office, with the scouting department, the technical department, we work together on our calls. But then some people are more experienced than the other ones, and some people have more ability to do some calls than the other ones. And we choose to build our team based on which academy players we can bring up, which domestic players we can access on the draft and after the draft, and the amount of talent that we can have from the international markets. And we choose some special markets that we believe that we can reach those talents, because it's not easy to bring, for example, players from South America or Europe to come to the MLS to play when they're really young. They really need to believe on the project, because they think they can have like other opportunities that can be better for them. So we have done like a huge search on that. And the players that we have, it's a players that were possible for us to have. We achieved to have much more, but budget constraints as well. So, and some players that say, okay, now I believe it's not the right time for me to go there. Maybe I want to see how it goes, that environment over there. So we built a team that was possible. Again, for example, we started the season with 12 trials. So players that were on trial. So the beginning was really not confusing. We already was our decisions, but we took some time to build our team. But we were aware that first season, what was the most important thing is to create a culture. Which culture? The culture is made by people. And I myself, I'm here, the front office is here, the presidents are here, the players are here, so we need to build something together. So we created something that is related with ourselves. And for that, we are building the legacy, we are building Charlotte FC together with the business side as well, with the marketing department, with everybody here. When we go for the games, our approach is like how we can relate with the first team as well. So the first team roster was as well built with the first team priorities, but we agreed that some players could play for us to have some units, to have like return to play moments, and to express themselves when it was needed or understood by the club. So this type of mixture between like academy, international players, draft players, and domestic market, and first team players was like our approach to the first season. But like I told you, was like how we bring this diversity, these different talents, and how we can have like a common language, a common culture. And it was like, the beginning was like, we want to have something that can stay for us with some time. And was really difficult at the beginning, but we proved that we made so very good calls. It's not by only the first seed that we got at the end of the season, but we see players that are playing with the first team. We see players that are important, like Patrick Germain, like Brandon Cameron, like Andrew Privet. It's a reality over there. We saw players that were coming and play from Crown Legacy from the first team. They enjoy that time over there. They earn their form. They were better prepared for the first team. So this common language, this communication was something important for us. But so many times, example, players were playing for national team, so they were not here. For example, we have two players that are with the under 17s now, fighting to go for the World Cup. They're not to be ready for the game because they are not here. And so many times they were not able to go for the games because they were on national team. So this environment is so open. So how we can create something that is common, something that is like everybody's on the same page to play against other good teams, talented teams with different identities. It was a huge job. We are happy. We think that we are overachieving our goals for the season, but mainly we know that to develop talented players, we need to have this type of culture. To have like every single day we come to work and we need to give our best to each other. We need to work for something bigger, and something bigger is like our club and our teams.
I love that. I love that. I want to touch a little bit also on the academy side, right? There was a good stat of, I think it was 3,200 minutes from academy players, which shows, you know, the belief that you guys have in the academy as well. One of the things I asked you early on in when you came was like what kind of differences did you notice between, you know, like players in Europe and maybe American players? And one thing that you mentioned was that mentality and professionalism. What are you seeing from this Charlotte FC Academy that you're putting belief into?
Again, we are so young as a club, but we need to give credit to the people, the staff, the players that are on our academy. because in 3-4 years, they are already producing homegrown players and players that are playing for US men's national team, 16, 17, and maybe they'll go for the World Cup, maybe, which is something special here. But the culture on the game still is different from Europe and from South America, for sure. And I travel around the world. I know almost not all the countries in Europe, but the major countries on the game. I've been there, I play against them. And I travel a lot by Argentina or Brazil or Mexico. So I'm really experienced on the different approach to the game. And here, the sporting culture is amazing. The kids, they can play baseball or American football or soccer, or they go to the swimming or the gymnastics or baseball or frisbee. So it's amazing for the kids. But the guys that are really passionate about the game, they stay on the game. So it's still not really a great passion for the majority of them, but the ones that has it, they can be really good. And this is something that I found here, that on our academy, we have talented players that they need more time and experiences pushing them to the different level. So we can be okay, or we can be great. We can like fight for our just a result of the game or to have a certain identity, or we can really fight to be a top player to play for Charlotte FC on the first team. And for that, you need to have the right talents and the right mentality. With the talent we can develop, the mentality we can learn, but it's not easy. And on top of that, we need to give them time and experiences. And from my knowledge here, we need to give credit to the play that we have here. Like, for example, Ninfash Berchimas is so young, he played for us too many games, and he didn't play more because he was like away on national teams, for example, and he scored goals, and he's a talented player that we have here. And we have more. But credit to the academy that I believe that we are now with the new facilities, with not a different approach, but we are getting stronger and stronger by being humble, by understanding that we are here competing with clubs and teams that they are here for years, and this is a great advantage. The teams that are already set up on the environment, on the culture, and developing talent, they are more close to being successful. But we, with the right cause, with the right time, with the right support, bringing as well new players in and developing the mentality that we have here, can be surprising what we can do here as a club.
I love that. I love that. I want to touch a little also on the season that you had. You know, I mean, only 4 losses, right, throughout the season. You've topped the East, right, in your first season. And you've mentioned a couple of these things, but, you know, talk to me more about kind of those keys to have such a successful season. Because it's got to be difficult, like you mentioned, you know, getting all these different players, domestic, international, understanding the culture. Some go up to the first team, some are on international leave. Like, what did you see are those keys to, you know, make sure that, you know, none of that stuff derailed you guys from having a successful first season?
First, we need to give a lot of credit to our players, because they really adapted to my leadership, for example, and what we were building as a club. So they really, they are on board of become better and better and better. So we always look for the separation, to play above the limits, to go for a transcendency. So it's something that, why we can be okay? No, hey guys, let's be more than okay. Let's be the best version that we have from ourselves. And when we put the collective on top of everything, we give everything to the team. So the players, they are giving everything to the team. Why? Because they understand that if you give everything to the team will give back to you. So it's about how we respect each individuality by giving to the team, and the team will give back to you on the amount that you are giving to the team. So the collective is one of our main principles. That's why on this open environment, we can find so many patterns and so many players that played. So many, we change structures, we change players. In 28 games, we always change the first 11, always. And I said, how we can do this? It was like a need. So it was nothing planned. It was like a need. We have a need. Okay, how we can have the best players available that go for the game. Then every approach to the game was like, okay, now we have opportunity to play against another opponent. Talented opponents, very good teams, well organized, but how we can understand the game better and actually play it to win by doing our stuff, by respecting our identity, by applying our major principles, and by respecting the talent that you have. So when we try to have this type of mix, so many times we were grateful for the results. So many times we didn't have like great performances and we got the results. So many times we were like playing really amazing football and we tied a game and then we won on PKs. And we were scoring goals on the late minutes or something like that. So many times. And this is something that is created. It's so easy to, when you say, oh, we are being so successful on this, the first season. Yes, but we are working for it. Understanding that being humble and grateful for the opportunities are our values. We know that when we go for a game, we can win or we can tie or we can lose. We know that. But if we try as hard as we can to apply our talents as a team, as a collective, and myself understanding the game and really going by individuality, man, we won a few games like by doing this.
Yeah.
And for us was like our identity on the field, for you to have in mind, it was like we want to create opportunities. So we want to have the ball, not for the sake to have the ball. We want to have the ball to create opportunities. And how we create them? On a creative way, on a diverse way. So sometimes it's on crosses, sometimes on shooting, sometimes it's by driving, sometimes it's 1v1, sometimes it's cutback, sometimes it's like not long balls, but direct balls, sometimes. So the diversity on our game is one of our keys. But then, when we don't have the ball, for example, we want to have the ball. So the high pressing, the strong reactions. So we score not a few goals, so many goals by winning the ball on high moments. And this is something that we created here. Why? Because we want to have the ball to attack the goal. Yeah. And we are risking ourselves because we are playing with a high line all the time. So having in mind that we are developing our defenders as well to play, okay, so many times we need to be on a 1v1 situation. Okay, yes, let's make sure that you understand the moment. So this identity on the field, by changing so many times the first 11 and so many times deciding the team only after first team games, only after like the day before which players are available. This type of things no one knows, which is okay, but this is our reality. We accept it and we deal with it.
How difficult was it adjusting to that? I mean, like you mentioned, like you don't know if you're gonna count on, guys like Patrick Ajiman, who's done so well for you guys, or Brandon Cambridge, right? Till the last minute, how difficult was that adjustment?
Being difficult or not so difficult, it depends on how we approach not the problem, but the opportunity, right? It's my job and my technical staff job to be prepared for that. We accept that since the beginning. We defined that. We didn't accept it. We defined that with the club. So it's something that we agreed upon on. But then, how we can find the best approach for that opponent? So many times we were changing things on the day before. Why? Because the players were coming, for example, or the players were not coming. And so many times we're working on a week, like thinking that some players that, okay, these one are gonna start, and we change, which is fair. On this league, needs to be fair. We accept this. So that's why, for example, one of the rules here that we have is everybody is important. Everybody needs to be ready to play. And to play, you need to play sometimes 1 minute or 99 minutes. You never know. Your job is to be ready. But if you don't have the right mentality to approach the trainings like this, to approach the games like that, maybe you are at the wrong club. Right? Because we want to have these players that have this mentality here, that go for the game and 1 minute, man, I'll take my shot here, right? Yeah. Oh, I'm not starting. I have a problem. Maybe you need to rethink. You can learn. We educate our players on this, and sometimes it's not easy for them to cope with it. Fair, but at the end, make sure that when you have the opportunity on the trainings and on the games, you give your best. And credit again to the players that they are really giving everything that they have.
Love that. I wanted to touch a little bit on MLS Next Pro as a league. You know, some of some of the rules that they're testing out here too are very interesting, right? Like, I remember the first game against Huntsville, people are like, wait, they're going to penalties? And I'm like, yeah, so like, you know, I wanted your thoughts on just some of the rules and maybe some changes that you've seen in this league, right? Like getting 2 points, or, you know, if a player's down for more than 15 seconds, having to be off the field, and even like picking your opponent, right, in playoffs. Just what have you made of the rules in this league, and is there any particular one that you think would be good to be implemented in MLS?
For example, I believe that the rules are to protect the game. But then, so many rules are here for many years. So can we take a look at them? What can we change? On the real basic rules, I believe that the game is amazing. That's why I love it. But then how we can improve? Example, this PK situation when we tied. I believe that on our league, it's really amazing. Why? Because we're talking about young players that they are learning too many things. And it's again another opportunity for them to go and feel the pressure. Okay, so and it's never easy. It's never easy for the goalkeepers, never easy for the players. So it's a great rule for this league. But for example, I don't think it's going to work on the highest level. Why? Because hey, it's a tie. Okay. So imagine so many ties that we might have, and then PKs. Ah man. So it's not for them. It's not about learning. It's not about growing. It's about another moment. So I believe that we need to address it on this way for me. But for example, the off-treatment rule, if you need to receive the treatment, you need to be out for 3 minutes. It's great to educate the players about, hey, if you really need help is needed for you, but how we can do it better here by understanding the real game. Sometimes the players really did get hurt, and the team is losing. So it's not wasting time. So can we adjust? And we spoke about the league about this, and they are really, it's a really concerned league about dealing with this, and they are reflecting what they can do. Because if it's up to fight against the time that is lost, if the team is winning and you really need help, doesn't make sense. So can we address it? But I like the idea about, hey guys, don't waste time. And it's something that I really believe, because it's for the essence of the game. So hey, we love to play. Okay, let's play. Oh, you need help? Okay, no, let's play. The one about picking the opponent. I believe that it's something that can be really interesting for the future.
How did you feel about that? Like,
I'm gonna tell you about our experience, because it's really one thing is about it's a draw, right? Okay, you pick these teams, and when it's like already organized, you can prepare in advance, right? If it's like that, our job as coaches is to choose. We choose every single day. What we do, identities, players, so many things. Choosing is not a real problem. How people understand is the issue here. We live in a society that it seems that it's difficult to choose because we have so many things to choose. Man, let's give credit. Let's be responsible for our choice. So I believe, again, on a league that tries to develop a club, players, coaches, so many things, it's amazing. I really enjoy the situation here. And even in the future, World Cup or Champions League or maybe playoffs, I believe it can work. Why? Why not?
Yeah.
Right? Why not? And for example, our choice, and I compare here in our discussion. Hey guys, we need to be sure that the 3 teams that we can pick, they are so difficult. We play against them, we beat them, and we have problems with them. So it's not about who is going to be easier, it's which experiences we might have for our players. Imagine, if we have like Manchester City, Real Madrid, and Barcelona to pick, what do you pick? You say, oof, man, what do you pick, right? But you need to pick one.
Yeah.
And the criteria, man, they are so strong, okay? But you need to pick one. What's our way of thinking? Okay, we played against all of them. Why you need to pick one? For us, it makes sense to have, again, the experience to our players to play against the reigning champions. Okay, it's like, okay, we respect all the teams. We really accept that sometimes, oh, why you pick them? Oh, no, it's not nothing against the other ones. It's about how we want to run our club. We want to play against that team. As simple as that. Nothing against the other ones. Nothing about it's going to be easier. No, for me, they are the favorites for the game. Why? Because they are the reigning champions. They have the experience on the league, right? They have done it.
Yeah.
The last year, the coach was there. So many players were there. The club knows how to do it.
They've been
so
there.
they've been there. So everybody say, "Oh, Crown Legacy." No, we are not favorite. They know how to do it. We are here for the first time. We want to go through the experience.
I love that. What has made you the most proud of this team this season?
Really seeing players that in January they didn't believe in themselves. They were not really thinking that the dreams that they have could be achieved, and finding themselves inside of themselves so many more things that they have. When I see so many players doing that on the field against opponents, and then they have the opportunity to do that on the highest level, MLS level, we can really be proud. We can really be proud of that. Because at the end, we know that results are important on the game, but we decided that we want to develop players here. We want to create opportunity for them to develop. And we want to have a winning mentality here. We want to have this type of culture. That is something that we are proud as well, because we are doing it. Right. Sometimes everybody wants to win, but sometimes we are not getting. And when we are not getting those victories, are we learning? Are we changing our process? Because we need to be humble. It's not only when we win that we're enjoying that. No, when we are losing, when we cannot win, we are the same people. We have the same experience, but how we can do it better for next time? How we can bring better players? How we can train better? How we can approach the game better? Sometimes it's the referee that makes a stupid call over there, or sometimes it's just the game.
Right.
So we need to have this in mind. But when we look to our players' growth, the ability to play as a collective, a strong collective, that on the road and at home for us was the same thing. So we approach the game at home and on the road in the same way. Okay, we know, example, a no excuses policy, we have it here. If it's really hot, if it's cold, if it's raining, if it's turf, if it's grass, if this guy is not playing, if I'm injured, no excuses policy, man. It's what it is. We go with this one. Our job is to give our best as a collective. So this is a reality for us.
Love that. And then I guess my final question then to you would be, there's a hashtag that Crown Legacy now uses, build the legacy, right? What kind of legacy does Jose want to leave at Crown Legacy?
We are building a special legacy here with Jose.
Jose, thank you so much for today.
Right.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Hopefully you go all the way and we celebrate a trophy in Charlotte.
Let's fight for it. Let's be humble and grateful for the opportunity and give our best on the game.